Hello everyone, you are welcome to Express Politics today, and my name is Abiola Michael. On TVRC, we are here to talk about the future of Nigerians' democracy. And with me in the studio is Dr. Akintunde Sanmi Vincent, our guest on today's show. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
It's good to have you once again.
Same here.
So today we are discussing the future of Nigerians' democracy, and just by definition, we know that democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But recently, in recent times, and even in the past, we have seen the challenges we have faced in democracy ever since we gained our independence in 1960. So, Doctor, I would like to point out something very important. What do you think are the major challenges we are facing in Nigeria's democracy today?
Well, we have a good number of them.
All right.
But among them is what I call conflict.
Conflict? In what sense?
And this, we have them in their variants. The first one is political competition. You agree with me that over time, if you notice what has actually been happening among we have 6 geopolitical zones.
Yes.
In our diversified geopolitical zones, if you notice what has actually been happening over time, you notice as a result of one conflict or the other.
Yes.
And the first one is what I call political competition. You think people will think ordinarily that the problem we are currently battling with or grappling with is a problem of Boko Haram or internal insurgency. No, these are political motivated crises. Some people just want to make sure that they just want to demystify the incumbent government, and this showed itself vividly during the period of President Jonathan. Virtually most of the money spent, most of the allocations.
Okay, the funds.
Very good example is the Almajiri schools.
Okay.
President Jonathan pumped a lot of money into the northern region, but because some part at B were just so tired of that president.
Okay.
They had to use all manner of tactics. See insurgencies here and there, and till date we are still struggling to come out of that mess. So, like I said, political competition, that results into what we call all manner of conflicts, internal conflict, external conflict, or which of the conflict. Another one is impunity. People believe that they can do anything and go scot-free. These are part of what is rendering our democracy.
Are you talking about the citizens or the
impunity on the part of the leadership and on the part of the followership?
Okay.
Look at all manner of jungle justice here and there. Just because of somebody stole chicken or even a tin of milk, it's been lynched to death and nothing happened. Security will eventually go there to even arrest them to serve, so that they will serve as a deterrent for the upcoming, for those who might want to do something like that in the future. So, like I said, impunity on the part of the leadership. Look at how many people look at our EFCC over time. How many ex-presidents have they been able to arraign before the competent court of jurisdiction? How many governors has been arraigned over time? If not lately, because we heard of that of Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello.
Yes.
So, how many ministers in the past administration that were put on trial, for alleged corruption? So, like I said, the first one talked about political competition. That these are part of the conflict.
All right.
And again, I talked about impunity. Another one is communal clashes here and there.
Okay.
Communal.
What do you mean by that?
The Aguleri, the Umuleri, we had about back in time retrospect the Mudaike crisis. And current one, we have the one of we have all manner of internal conflicts here and there. Community A fighting with community B. All this will not make us, will not allow us to enjoy the dividends of democracy. Will not allow us to enjoy what democracy stands, the tenets of democracy. Another one is religious conflict. Like talked about communal conflict, ethnic conflict, religious conflict, and again resources allocation rivalries. These are part of issues surrounding our democracy. Some believe that they are the one producing what is holding this country. Some believe that everything that we are making, that we make do with in this country, is from their state. So eventually, what is gotten from that state will be used to cater for another state.
Okay.
Some believe that is a level of injustice.
So they have this entitlement mentality. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, resources allocation meant rivalries. Some believe that how are you going to use the money gotten from tax? You said alcohol is forbidden in your state, and those who are paying the tax on alcohol, they are using to finance that state. How has it been done? So resource allocation. Some believe that the oil producing areas should be the one to enjoy a whole lot of money. They are supposed to enjoy a whole lot of allocation, but eventually they are able to only manage to get little. Look at Lagos State.
Yes.
Most of the ports, I mean the major seaport is in Lagos. Look at the kind of internal revenue. Look at the kind of revenue they are generating for the federal government. Look on the basis of what's it called, population. Are you going to say the allocation of resources that is supposed to go to Kano State should be the same thing to that of Ondo State or to that of Osun State? So these are part of the conflict, and this has emanated into something very serious, and it's really affecting our democracy. Another one is this issue of social society. I mean the civil society. I beg your pardon.
Okay.
Over time, most of them have been rendered. They've been nothing but a toothless bulldog that can only bark but cannot bite. Look at our media. Our media, sometimes they are being paid. If we have some politicians that pay media to blow their trumpet even when they are doing nothing. Yeah. So these are part of the issues. What about our elections? Our elections, it has become the issue of who pays the piper dictates the tone. If I want to win an election, I have to make sure that I put somebody that belongs to my clan or somebody that knows my interest, somebody that has my interest at heart. I have to put the person there. Give a vote to a madman. It's going to tilt it towards itself. So like I said, these are part of the issue. Look at our election over time. The high rev worked during the governorship election, but the high rev refused to work during the presidential election. These are part of the issues.
All right.
Part of the issues. So another one, few ones that I put down is accountability. Government is not accountable to the citizens. Our citizens are holding their hands. They are not doing anything.
As well. Wow.
So and again, engage with private sector. When you look at the engagement with private sector, it has been nothing to write home about, and that is where the success, the glory of this country lies. Because we have virtually these countries leverage on SMSC. Job is not forthcoming. Government is not giving. The job is not there. What's it called? The people who are creating little. The energy cost is very high. People are suffering from. In short, it has become an erratic power supply, epileptic power supply. Even the only viable energy, PMS, is on the high side. So look at that kind of poor engagement. If you know that you want to develop the country, why not make the energy? I mean, reduce onboarding the knot, the rope on the energy. So that people will have enough to work with.
All right, thank you, Doctor. You have said a lot, and I believe that all these challenges are going to be addressed. But before we go into that, you mentioned something about the civil society, right? So I want to ask you now, what role can the civil society organizations play in strengthening Nigeria's democracy?
It's what I call formidability.
Okay.
They have to remain formidable. They have to play the formidable role. They have to be dogged. They have to be firm.
Okay.
Because if they fail to do that, then the future of this country will be I wouldn't call it an obscure, will be in an obscure state, translucent, not too clear. Take a look at Serap. Wasn't it recently we had about EFCC boggling, relaying, what's it called, although they came out to debunk it, but we had about Serap. What about all those human rights commission? What are they doing over time? All of a sudden they just go. All of them go comatose. They go. Their voice are not heard. Look at NS at the point in time they used to talk and hear, and we used to.
They are nowhere to be found now.
Lately we are not hearing anything about them.
So, but how can they now strengthen the democracy?
So if they are going to strengthen our democracy, they have to remain firm. They have to understand their roles.
Yes.
NLC is the umbrella of the Nigerian workers.
Yes.
Is the all in all. That's the hope of the common worker in Nigeria. You have to remain dogged. Look at, was it not this morning we had about NSA saying they are not. I told somebody that take a look at what is happening. It's more or less like a pseudo democratic. Somebody was like saying, don't worry, the PMS will come down. Well, we are hearing that PMS is also going back to 1,000 plus again. Removing 10 naira, 20 naira from all this kind of thing, it's very much insignificant.
They are making things
insignificant. They are insignificant, and it is inconsequential. It amounts to nothing. If you are going to reduce price, what's wrong with taking it back to 500 naira? So, like I said, we need to understand the issue, and then we address the issue hook, line, and sinker. So, if they are going to play a vital role in solidifying our democracy, they have to be dogged. They have to remain formidable. They have to understand their onions. They have to know the tenets of what they stand for. If not, the government will keep coming, tilting them here and there, tossing their head to the right, tossing their head to the left, and eventually they will be rendered, they'll be rendered cold. And when that is done, you know that things have gone haywire.
Wow, beautifully put. Thank you, Doctor. There's a saying that if a man doesn't stand for something, he will fall for anything. So thank you about that. Now let's talk about the Nigerian leaders. Now, how can the Nigerian leaders balance the need for economic development with the need to strengthen democratic institutions?
Well, when you talk about the need to strengthen economic development,
yes,
and democratic institution, how
can they balance it?
They move pari passu.
Okay.
Because the duty of the government, has to also be on the side of, the welfare of the people is paramount to the government. That's what most of their manifestos are actually based on. They'll tell you on economic rejigging, to rejig the economic, the economic situation of the country.
Yes.
The security apparatus, the security layout, to make sure that it is very firm. And again, the social welfare. Okay, the social welfare of the people. So these are part of what they base their manifesto on. So if you are going to solidify it, it has to go pari passu. They have to go in tandem. They have to go hand in hand. So that's the way. Take a look at let's talk about our institutions. Look at the police, for example. Security. Look at the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, or Nigerian Air Force. The Air Force, all to put all together. Take a look at insecurity.
Yes.
If we have insecurity ravaging the land, what happens to the farmers? Would they be able to do anything? They'll be able to produce anything.
In all honesty, yes.
So you can see, if you fail to invest in your security, then it's going to affect the economy. So that's why I said the institutions, when they are properly put in place, when they are very strong and they are dogged and they know what they're doing, and they're able to see, there must not be room for laxity.
Yes.
Where you think that you can relax here and you want to focus on this one. Aspect. No, it doesn't work like that. Even if your farmers are producing and they are in a state of insecurity, the security situation there is still very much, it's not in a very distant. Then you are going to create a mess. You are going to create a mess. I mean, when the farmers are not producing because of insecurity, and you are not funding the security operatives, then it's going to be a problem. But when you are funding the security operatives, then they are up and doing. You have the extra ammunition to combat terrorists. Then the farmers will be able to go to their farms just to cite the kind of instance.
Wow, that's amazing. So the whole thing must be balanced, because if one area is lacking, to affect other areas as well. Thank you so much, Doctor. Now, lastly, before we round up, I would like to ask you that what are the implications of Nigerians' demographic trends? I mean, like this large youth of population, for the country's democratic future.
Say that again.
Yeah. What are the implications of Nigerian demographic trends? Like this, our youth now. We are in the time of the youth, this Gen Z era now. What are the role they can play? What are the implications they can have on the democratic future? Well,
like if the current generation, if there's anything, if there are roles they can play, you have to make sure that the future belongs to them. You know, this kind of, I use very good example is when you look at China's TikTok and Nigerian TikTok, you see they are two different things.
Two different things.
When you see the Chinese TikTok, they talk about invention. But when you look at our own TikTok in Nigeria, it's all about, you know, seduction and what have you. You see a girl with 550 million followers, and you see adult asking the girl, you know, giving the girls kudos for, you know, for seductive whatsoever. That is not the way to go.
Yes.
The way to go is for us to invest, is to look at how we can develop the mindset of the average youth out there, how we can tip their mind towards national development.
Yes.
This is the way to go.
Yes.
You know, compared to this issue of gnashing it here and there, everybody, you know, like everything is more or less like in the open. You see young boys practically saying nothing.
We are promoting
saying nothing, and we are promoting such a boy. You know, the boy is just talking bad dadash on social media and is gulping followers. And you see doing practically nothing day and night. But when you look at the Chinese TikTok or the Chinese social you notice that they are quite different the way they operate. You know, they are so sensitive with, even to the extent that even those in the basic elementary school, they are producing something.
You're right.
And no wonder that particular country is working in pari passu with the leading economy in the world. I wouldn't be surprised if China eventually become the leading economy in the world.
Well, I won't be
because they
surprised
understand
either.
what they are doing.
I think they came from a very long way up to this moment. Well, thank you, Doctor. Now, I want you to, before we leave, I want you to say something about the future of Nigeria's democracy. What do you think should be the future of Nigerian democracy? How can we address all these challenges?
Well,
and how can we put everything in place?
We can only be optimistic.
Okay.
Because we can afford to be pessimist at the time like this.
You're right.
But if we are to look at it ordinarily with what is going on, I think the future, well, let's just say, if we fail to change our attitude, if our leaders fail to change their mindset, then the future is very much it's wobbling. It's in the kind of, it's in an unclear state.
I wouldn't want us to be
pessimistic. But if our leaders just, because like I said, we're still talking about Obafemi Awolowo, Chief Obafemi Awolowo till date.
Yes.
It's because of what he has done. Look at those who benefited from basic education. They are the one making education difficult for the common man. Those who benefited from what's it called? The Obafemi Awolowo Initiative of Education. Free education, yes. So look at this incumbent government that we talk about. They protested during Jonathan's regime. But look at them today now. They are making protests difficult for citizens. To the extent that small kids were jailed for days, if not for just because of protest. So like I said, you have to understand the dynamics. Our leaders must change their ways, and the followers, we must also get ourselves conscientized. This country belongs to us. This is our country. So we must conscientize ourselves. We must believe that, you know, we must be politically aware. We must not allow ourselves to be wallowed in the ocean of ignorance. Because if we continue like this, the leaders will take us for a ride at their own detriment, because posterity will not judge them rightly. But do they care? Do they care? Either posterity judge them right or not. Some of them, what they care about is their pocket, is their purse. Just they want to make sure that they laugh, you know, they laugh to their home. Last. Even if eventually what they use the money for will be nothing, will be something that is ephemeral or useless, they don't still care. So like I said, it's at their own, not even at the detriment of the people, at their own personal detriment. Because the king that reigns when everybody, you know, make merry, when everybody, you know, makes everybody appears to be happy, history will not forget that king.
Yes.
But the one that reigns when everybody is when everything appears to be difficult, history will not also forget that such a leader.
All right, thank you so much. This is one of the most beautiful show I've ever witnessed. Thank you so much for giving out this profound wisdom. And viewers all over the world, we are here to tell you that the future of democracy is in your hands as citizens of Nigeria. We have a role to play. We keep blaming our leaders over time that they have, of course, they have to be blamed for some reasons, but still, as a citizen of this country, we still have a role. We can join hands together and make things better and make sure our future is beautiful. I'll make sure our future is awesome. So this is where we're going to draw the curtain today on today's Express Politics on TVRC. I remain your humble host, Abiola Michael. Until next time, bye for now.